Hi Scott, welcome to Dehradun
Thank you.
and nice meeting you once again. Scott is the head coach for the national men's basketball team. So Scott, how are you feeling today?
Well, great. I've been in India around 9 years now,
Oh,
and I was the national coach back in 2012 to 15. And then I came back with the NBA and worked as the head coach of the NBA Academy. And now I'm back with the national team again. And so a lot of these players I either coached before when they were younger, or I've had them in the academy. So I'm pretty aware of a lot of them. But yeah, things are moving ahead. They're going in the right
we are
direction.
going in the right direction. So how do you feel at the preparations of the current players being with the national games there? Any specific player you look at, that this guy has developed over a period of time? Any names which you would like to sort
Well,
of?
I won't pick out individual names because there's so many good players, but a lot of these players I either already had on the national team or I'm taking a look at them again. And this is just, the more evaluation you can have, the better. And then we actually start camp next week
Oh
in
wow,
preparation for the last window of the qualifier for the Asia Cup. We're going to Iran and then to Qatar. So that starts next week. So this is kind of a last time to see them play on their own teams. Yeah.
that brings me up to a very interesting question when you talk about the preparations and the camp happening. I think we are currently also looking at sports science coming up very strongly. You look at the Western countries and where the sport has been played very aggressively. I think they are adapting to sports science very quickly than to us here. So, are there any innovative technologies or anything which you are now looking at, like data analytics, performances, speed? So, anything which
Yeah, I mean, all of those are looked at. Obviously, the strength and conditioning part of it's really important. And the key there is being consistent with it. You can't do it, for a month and then take off. And then, so we're trying to get it very consistent. And then, of course, there's a lot of initiatives. We're looking at a company that's going to help us with assessment of the players. And then we do a lot of testing, at the beginning and then see how they're doing after some time there with different speed and agility and strength and all that. So the more you can do that, the better. It really is playing a big part rather than just running out there and practicing basketball.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One last question is, how can we look at the grassroots level development? I think it's very important if we're looking at 2036 Olympics coming to India. And I think the development of this sport, do you have any suggestions that how should we look at the development?
Well, we do. Probably one of the biggest differences from my country to here is they start so young playing. They start at 7, 8 years old. Where here it's many times 13, 14. The one thing that BFI is doing now is they're starting new academies for youth, grassroots type. So that'll really help. They're planning on having 4 or 5 of these academies in regions, and we're looking for the top young players, even if they're not great now. If they're tall or they show athleticism, we can teach them. So that's going to happen. And I know the NBA too has their junior NBA program that gets them when they're very young. So it's not going to get everybody. It doesn't solve everything, but I think we're moving in the right
It's a
direction.
journey.
Yeah.
It's a journey.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Scott, for
Thank
speaking
you.
to us.